Dear professional friends, welcome to 5th episode of GST Weekly Updates. We are excited to see your overwhelming response to our last episode. So thanks for that. So there's no new notification, circular or clarification issued by department during last episode and this episode. Keep watching till end because before end we will take up all queries, questions and issues received by us during this week. Let's begin with critical case laws that are important for you, for your client and for your businesses. Let's dissect a significant judgment by Kerala High Court in case of EVM Passengers Car India Private Limited versus State of Kerala, reported in 2024 NTN Volume 84, Volume February Part 1, and focusing on GST related goods detention. The core issue in this case was the pivotal question was that whether the detention of goods found without any statutory document that is required to be with the document during transportation and the subsequent demand for penalty and taxes was legally justified or not. The fact of the case is, upon interception, the driver of the vehicle transporting goods of EVM Passengers Car Private Limited failed to produce documents that was expected to be with the goods. The e-way bill presented by the SSC after that also found incomplete and found a different vehicle number and suggests discrepancies. The legal analysis of this case is that court analyzed the provisions under section 129 of the CGST Act and rule 138 of the CGST rules. It emphasized that the goods in transit must be accompanied by the relevant statutory documents at the time of transportation. The court find out that the absence of document at the time of interception indicated a willful act of tax evasion. The discrepancy in e-way bill further weakened the dealer's claim of genuine transactions. The judgment and implications was that the court upheld the adjudicating authority's decision to impose tax and penalties, affirming that the transportation without the documentation, statutory documentations, attract legal consequences under GST regime. And the conclusion is that the judgment highlights the critical importance of compliance with the statutory document requirements in the transportation of goods under GST framework. With this ruling, the Kerala High Court has reinforced the need of transparency and adherence of legal provision during the transportation of goods under GST. In the next case, we will examine a notable decision by Kerala High Court in case of Sign Jewelry and Enforcement Officer and others, decided on 8th August 2023 and reported in 2024 NTN Volume 84 February Part 1. And this case relates to GST enforcement. The core issue was whether GST authorities can refuse to comply with the appellate order on the ground that they intend to file an appeal against it. The background of the case: Sign Jewelry's gold ornaments were seized under section 129 and section 130 of CGST Act. An appellate order had partially allowed their appeal, modifying the demand of tax, penalty and fine. The petitioner claimed that despite the appellate order, the authorities refuses to release the seized goods or accept the modified payment as per the order of appellate authority. The legal analysis: the court considered section 112 of the CGST Act, which allow for further appeal. Despite this, the authorities had not exercised their right and had not challenge the appeal order at the higher forum. The court found no justifiable reason for authorities' refusal to accept the appellate order. It directed the enforcement officer to release the seized goods immediately, allowing the petitioner to remit the modified demand as per appellate order. Conclusion: the judgment underscore the binding nature of appellate order in GST matter and the duty of authorities to comply unless and until successfully challenged at the higher forum. With this judgment by the Kerala High Court, they have affirmed the principle of legal certainty and respect for the appellate authority's decision in GST framework. In this case, we will explore a significant ruling by the Allahabad High Court in case of Bharat Precision Instrument Company versus Additional Commissioner Grade 2, a key case on GST penalties and reported in 2024 NTN 84 February Part 1. The central issue was whether the adjudicating authorities was justified in imposing the maximum penalties under Section 129 for transporting goods without an e-way bill despite no allegation of an intention to evade tax. The case background: Bharat Precision Instrument Company was penalized for not downloading e-way bill during the transportation of goods. However, neither the so-cause notice nor the order accused the company of intention to evade the tax. The legal analysis: the court examined the provision of Section 122 and Section 129 of the CGST Act, particularly focusing on the conditions under which these maximum penalties can be imposed. The court noted that the maximum penalties were imposed without the claim of tax evasion. It referred to division bench judgment that dealt with the similar situation, emphasizing the importance of establishing an intent to evade the tax for such penalties. Judgment and implication: the Allahabad High Court questioned this order, ruling that without an allegation to evade the tax, imposing the maximum penalties was not justified. This decision clarified the application of penalties under GST law. Conclusion: the judgment reconfirmed the necessity of clarity and fairness in the imposition of GST penalty, specifically regarding the requirement of proving intent to evade taxes. With this ruling, the Allahabad High Court has contributed to more reasoned and just application of GST penalty provisions. Now we will dive into another Kerala High Court judgment in case of Gopala Krishnan Pillai versus State Tax Officers 1, a significant case in the context of GST ITC reported in 2024 NTN Volume 84 February Part 1. The crucial question before the court was whether a dealer can be denied ITC simply because the tax paid by the supplier is not reflected in the Form GSTR-2A, indicating a non-remittance of tax by the supplier. The background of the case: Gopal Krishnan Pillai challenged the denial of his ITC claim, arguing that the non-reflection of ITC in the Form GSTR-2A should not be a sole ground of denial of ITC. The legal provision: the court referred to a similar case of Divya Agencies versus State Tax Officers, whether it was held that the mere absence of tax detail in the Form GSTR-2A is not sufficient to deny ITC claim to the beneficiary. The court ruled that aligning with the Divya Agency's judgment, the Kerala High Court set aside this order denying ITC to Mr. Pillai. It remanded the matter back to the assessing officer for re-evaluation of ITC claim by Mr. Pillai. Implication of this judgment: the decision underscored the importance of giving dealer a fair chance to substantiate their ITC claim with relevant documentation and evidences, even when the tax details are not present in the GSTR Form 2A. Conclusion: the Kerala High Court's ruling highlights the necessity for a balanced approach in assessing ITC claim, emphasizing the need for a genuine and a bona fide evaluation in each cases. With this judgment, the court has reinforced the principle of fairness in the GST regime, particularly to the extent of ITC claim. Next, we have to dive into a crucial judgment by Patna High Court in Muskan Event Management and Caterers Private Limited versus Union of India, a significant case law in GST appeal process reported in 2024, NTN 84, February Part 1. The main issue was how to address an appeal disallowed due to non-constitution of GST tribunal, especially when the petitioner faced the threat of recovery. The case background: Muskan Event Management and Caterers Private Limited faced a recovery threat but could not appeal due to the absence of constitution of GST tribunal. The court noted a notification by the state authorities acknowledging the non-constitution of tribunal, allowing the period of limitation for the appeal to start only after tribunal's constitution. The court decided that, subject to the depositing of 20% of the disputed amount, the petitioner should be granted an stay under Section 112 of the BGST Act. Additionally, once the tribunal is constituted, the petitioner must file an appeal, observing the statutory requirement for the same. The court provided a conditional relief. If petitioner does not file appeal within a specified period after tribunal's constitution, the authorities can proceed in accordance with the law. If conditions are met, and bank account attached due to the demand will be released. This judgment highlights the judicial approach in handling GST disputes during period when appellate tribunal or appellate mechanism is not functional. With this landmark judgment, Patna High Court has provided a pathway for the taxpayer who are facing recovery actions in absence of functioning of GST tribunal. Now it's time to take up queries. We received multiple queries during this period and we are taking few of them. The one of the query is that GST applicability when the residential dwelling is used for residential purpose and the tenant is registered under GST. And answer to this is GST is applicable at the rate of 18% on reverse charge basis. So in this case, tenant has to pay 18% GST on reverse charge basis. Second query: is GST input credit given for buying a car on a firm's name? I think he wanted to know whether GST credit is available if he buy a car in his firm's name. So answer is ITC on a car, even if it is bought in the firm's name, is blocked under Section 17 subsection 5 of CGST Act. There is another query which asks for: we are a club registered as AOP under GST, and if we conduct a conference for our members in a hotel, can we take ITC on the invoice of hotel used for conference of our club? So our answer to this is yes, because this is a conference, this is being used for the purpose of or the benefit of members of the club. The ITC is available to such entity. So thank you for all these queries. Keep on posting your queries to us. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out our latest videos. Please share your valuable feedback and ideas to improve to make it more useful for viewers in the comment box. So keep agile till next week and stay connected for more exciting videos. Thank you.